Almost everyone has heard the exact same piece of advice when mapping out their future. Whatever you do, make sure you have something to fall back on. Get a safe degree. Pick a reliable major. But the mechanics of falling back present a strange problem. If you are going to fall, going backwards guarantees you have absolutely no idea what you're about to hit. There's an old cognitive test featuring 9 dots arranged in a square. The objective is to draw 5 continuous lines, connecting all of them without lifting the pencil. The only way to solve it is to literally draw outside the boundaries of the grid. Settling for a secondary plan and restricting yourself to established boundaries doesn't keep you safe. It simply traps you in a life far smaller than the one you are actually capable of living. Fast forward to the end of your life. Imagine lying on your deathbed, surrounded by shadowy, angry figures looking down at you. These aren't demons. They are the ghosts of your own unused talents, every idea you never acted on, and every capability you hid away out of fear. They came specifically to you to be brought into the world, but because you chose the safety net, they were ignored. Now they are forced to go to the grave right alongside you. Arriving at the grave surrounded by the ghosts of everything you could have been represents the ultimate failure of a life lived too safely. Inevitably, you will lose, suck at something, and embarrass yourself. These moments are the necessary friction of an ambitious life, functioning more like a prerequisite than a personal shortcoming. This animated diagram visualizes the career statistics of baseball legend Reggie Jackson. The towering bar on the left represents 2,600 career strikeouts, the highest in the history of the sport. The smaller point over here shows his home runs. Yet nobody remembers the thousands of times he swung and missed. The public consciousness filters out the misses and isolates the hits. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 distinct documented experiments that produced absolutely 0 usable results. The 1,001st attempt resulted in the incandescent light bulb. Every single failed experiment was literally one mathematical step closer to a working invention. Success requires massive volume, and failure is exactly how you purchase it. Early in his acting career, Denzel Washington landed an audition for a Broadway musical. It seemed like the perfect role, with one glaring issue: he couldn't sing a single note. He failed the audition completely. Instead of giving up or pivoting to a safe backup career, he walked out of that theater and started preparing for the next audition, and the one after that. 30 years of constant iteration paid off. He returned to Broadway to star in the play Fences, eventually winning a Tony Award. The venue was the exact same theater where he had failed that first musical audition. An even harder collision happened when he was 20 years old. He was enrolled at Fordham University as a pre-med student, struggling through demanding science courses and pulling a 1.8 GPA. Without any clear academic focus, the university politely suggested he take time off. Hitting rock bottom forced him to abandon his original trajectory and reevaluate exactly who he was. Sometimes a catastrophic failure is the only force capable of jolting you out of a misaligned life and pointing you toward the right coordinates. That absolute low point crystallized on March 27, 1975. Washington was back home, working in his mother's beauty shop. Every time he looked up into the shop's mirrors, he noticed an older woman sitting under a hairdryer, staring intently back at him. Eventually, she pulled the dryer off her head and delivered a highly specific spiritual prophecy. She told the young man he was going to travel the world and speak to millions of people. He did exactly that, but through the entirely unexpected medium of cinema. He spent his career speaking to millions of people he could never see, while they watched a version of him that wasn't the real person. Executing a grand vision requires stepping into total unknowns. You have to remain open to continuous blind iteration, letting the chances you take define where you end up. Developing a specific gift, whether it's business acumen, nursing skills, or simple kindness, creates a responsibility that extends far beyond your own resume. A fractured world, spanning from the poverty of South Africa to the immediate needs in Alabama and Philadelphia, depends on you deciding to actually use those talents rather than keeping them safe. So, what are you going to do with the specific gifts you have been granted? When you inevitably stumble, throw away the safety net entirely, and if you have to fall, fall forward. Choosing to fall into the unknown guarantees you will extract every ounce of your potential. It is the only way to ensure that when your time finally comes, there will be zero ghosts left standing around your bed.